Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! Fraud! Cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes, not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj. The pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away, lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred, McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin, southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones, Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider, the quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez, Javi to B-Mac, Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog, he won 355, could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro, he got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis, old Nixon could fly, the catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson, we were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking, the top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy, the big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying, it felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee, to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop. All throughout Braves country, pop that top! Your Atlanta Braves have won it all!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose was right
Want a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Target Field, Minneapolis, Minnesota, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing second base for your Atlanta Braves, it's Whit Merrifield. 4 home runs, 13 RBI, 16 stolen bases, batting .231. Batting second, playing right field, it's Jorge Soler. 16 home runs, 51 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .236. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 37 home runs, 98 RBI, a .308 average. Batting cleanup, playing first, it's Matt Olson. 23 home runs, 72 RBI, batting .231. Ramon Laureano is batting fifth and in left field. 8 home runs, 19 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .244. Batting sixth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. Money Mike has 8 home runs, 30 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .248. Orlando Arcia, batting seventh and playing short. 13 home runs, 38 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .224. Sean Murphy is batting eighth and catching behind home plate. He's got 7 home runs and 16 RBI, a .220 average, being followed by Luke Williams at third base. Luke getting the start, giving Gio the night off. He's 2 for 17 on the year with a .118 average. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Chris Sale night. 14-3 with the .262 ERA. A 1.02 whip, 147 innings pitched, 191 strikeouts versus 117 hits, 33 walks, and 8 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with David Festa. Festa's 2-3 with a 5.2 ERA, a 1.32 whip, and a 36 innings. He has 44 strikeouts, 37 hits allowed, 11 walks, 7 home runs served. Backing up Festa in the bottom of the first inning and leading off from left field, it's Manny Margot. 4 home runs, 30 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .248. Ryan Jeffers, the designated hitter, and batting second. 20 home runs, 59 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .234. Jose Miranda is batting third, playing third. 9 home runs, 48 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .299. Carlos Santana is batting cleanup and playing first. 18 home runs and 55 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .240. Willie Castro is batting fifth and playing short. 11 home runs with a .255 clip, 50 RBI, 12 stolen bases. Christian Vazquez is back behind home plate. He's got 7 home runs, a .231 clip, 27 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Kyle Farmer, batting seventh, playing second. He's got a .194 average with 3 stolen base, 20 RBI, and 2 home runs. Wallner is in right field and batting eighth. .276 average with 10 home runs, 3 stolen bases, 27 RBI. And Martin is in center field and batting ninth. 1 home run, 16 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .252. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Jeremy Rehak. Your first base umpire is Bruce Dreckman. Second base will be manned by Mark Wegner, and down the third base line, it's Clint Vondruk. Game time temperatures tonight are expected to be in the high 70s, with the wind blowing in from dead center field at 8 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in 12 games over 500 at 72-60, 36-32 on the road. The Minnesota Twins are 72-60 as well, 37-28 at home. Atlanta comes in tonight minus 130 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Twinkies Game 3 of a 3-game set. Atlanta Braves are looking to take a 3-game sweep here in the Twin Cities help catapult them into the 4-game set beginning tomorrow night at 6:40 in Philadelphia. Nobody for your Atlanta Braves has faced tonight's starting pitcher. Tall right-hander with just 36 innings this year and a 5.20 ERA. We're going to go with the left-handed bat, Big Mac Olson, who's been heating up of late, to click tonight. Pick to click Matt Olson. We think we're going to get some runs tonight and hopefully cruise to a nice victory and save that bullpen for the Philly series. Give me your Atlanta Braves to win this one 8-2, riding the arm of the conductor. It's Chris Sale night, so we got the conductor emoji kicking in the chat for all you Country Club members. It's time to warm up those chop arms, Country Club. Get the brooms ready. Braves Country, get your game face on. A 3-game sweep on the road against an American League playoff team would be huge in late August. Good evening, Braves Country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Whatever y'all have been doing recently, don't change it. We got some good luck rolling. I saw the stat that they're now 11-4 in the postseason, extra inning games this year. So I mean that's pretty darn good, Braves Country. I don't care if anybody tells you that is pretty good. I mean, we had a phenomenal year last year. I think we were barely above 500. So that bullpen's been doing its job. I think a lot of that has to do with how good Raziel Iglesias has been. Then, of course, the other thing would be we've gotten some timely hitting. 11-4. Good to see everybody in Braves Country. Country Club members, we'll hit y'all up first. But whatever y'all been doing, don't change it. Don't wash your britches. Don't change your socks. Whatever's working, we got some good mojo going on here. We want to carry this into the series with the Philadelphia Phillies. If y'all missed it, you probably saw it, but if you missed it, they did win their game last night, but they got smoked this afternoon. So the Braves have a chance to climb within 5 games going into that Philadelphia series. A tough 5-game series, but should be a fun one. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. I see the GOAT in the chat, Country Club member. I see Envy, the Beeve, Country Club members. AY, Country Club member. Some of y'all, I know I don't have to tell you to wash your britches or don't wash your socks. I know you're already thinking ahead. Good evening, David S., Country Club member. If y'all notice, Country Club members, Bobby Cox is now so from 2 months to 6 months, you'll see the Bobby Cox number 6 on your screen. When you hit that 7th month, it's Chipper Jones. Good evening, Alan C., Country Club member. Good evening, I saw a couple more. Edward Spry, Daniel Brooks, warming up them brooms. Who else do we have in the club tonight? I think that's it, but I'm sure there's a few others. Just pop on into the chat. And here in Braves Country, I see Willis. I think I saw Mark. Robert better be studying for fantasy football. He's about to get smoked on Saturday, according to Beeve. Darren Little. D. Might be missing some. Scoring pretty fast down the screen. So I do apologize. If so, just chime back in. Chill G Beats. I think that's what it says. My eyesight ain't what it used to be. Ethan Taylor. Who else do we have here? I saw a couple. Caesar, there you are, Caesar. Gary McCoy. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. And what we're doing here on the screen is we will be getting the 3D going here in a second. but we've been having issues with it at the beginning of the game. So we are going to call it with what you see on your screen right now and then go from there as we are just about set, waiting for everything to populate. And once it gets caught up, synced up, we'll bring the 3D on. First pitch on the way from Festa is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves wearing their road grays once again with the classic blue bills. A lot of debris. I guess maybe that's some foliage that's flying around the screen. It's really hard to see. There's a lot of wind whipping around. It's either foliage or trash. The 1-1 pitch to Whit Merrifield is swung on, banged over to first. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. One away. I think we're just about set. Hope y'all are having a good night. Braves going for that sweep. Jorge Soler stands at the plate. The 0-1 pitch is swung on, hanged high and deep, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and your Atlanta Braves are taking a 1-0 lead, his 17th of the year, 431 happy feet to left center field, almost dead center, just left of center field. Jorge Soler caught one on the inner cut and slammed it over the track. Little Soler power here on the early going. 1-0 your score. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. Bounces off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. If you're just joining us, once again, we'll have the 3D going probably by the middle of the first inning. They just had really big issues with it. If you pulled it up right now, they got umpires walking around. I mean, it's just not organized. It looks like you're backstage before some big production. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Festa kicks and deals in the dirt, 2-1. Braves 1, Twins nothing. The 2-1 pitch, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, chase that slider off the edge, 2-2. Third game of a 3-game series. Braves have a chance to sweep this one. Remember, Braves country, it's an early game tomorrow night. It's 1 hour early. Exactly. It's 6:40 first pitch in Philadelphia the next 2 nights. The 2-2 to the Big Zoo. Caught looking, strike 3. Good Lord, he's been doing that a lot. A 4-seam fastball right down the pipe. 2 away. He just sat there and watched that one. I mean, Festa didn't do anything to fool him there. He just shoved it down his throat. It's really strange. He has been getting caught looking on third strikes a lot the past month. First pitch on the way to Olsen is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. But yet he hasn't been slumping, so you got to figure he's just guessing. He's guessing wrong from time to time. The 1-0 swung on, hammered down the first base side. 1-1. It's funny, we almost took I was talking pre-show with Jason. I was like, man, I want to take Soler, but I've taken a few times and he's just had horrible nights. I don't want to touch him tonight. And the other thing is the 1-1 popped up foul and out of play, 1-2. I've got him on my fantasy team, and I really need him to do well this week. We're in the playoffs, and I'm like, man, I feel like I can't jinx him. But, of course, as the great ex-broadcaster once said, the 1-2 pitch swung on, popped back foul, we'll do it again. I'm trying to remember who said that again. If I had that kind of power, talking about jinxes, he said, I'm incredibly underpaid. So 1-2 to Olsen, swung on, chopped foul. So what you're going to see from Festa, I thought this was really strange. I had to go to two different sites because I thought it was a misprint. He has 3 pitches. He's got a 4-seam at 42%, a slider at 29%, and then the change at 28% of the time. The 1-2, swung on, chopped back, come backer to the mound. That'll end the inning. 1-3 put out, but not for your Atlanta Braves. And a little Soler power makes it 1-0. We will be back in a flash.
Cheeseburger, 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 cheeseburger.
Ship my pants. Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed. If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it right now and ship it to you for free.
Armchair.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country.
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger,
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger.
Ship my...
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Yes, can I get an iced coffee, please? And hang on one second. What do you think?
Oh, no, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I'm good.
Are you sure? Because I'll get you anything.
Well, I guess if you're paying, you can just go ahead and just surprise me.
Yes, can I get the iced coffee and a job application for my deadbeat friend?
It is an American odyssey that links sons and daughters to fathers and grandfathers. And it reflects a host of age-old American tensions between workers and owners, scandal and reform, the individual and the collective.
Pull up a chair. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Starting pitching tonight, Chris Sale getting set up here. First pitch on the way, swung on, popped up high in the sky, making the easy catch. It's going to be an F6 put out. One away. See if we can get this populated now. One down. Chris Sale. First pitch is down and in for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Sale brings it. 94, high and inside. 2-1. The 2-1. Sale kicks and fires inside. Looked like it just got a piece of it. Looking at the replay. Oh, he swung at it and it bounced off him. He went around it. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything lined up here. There's got to be an easier way to do this nonsense. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Curveball way outside wide, 3-2. Full count to the number 2 hitter, Jeffers, 1 down. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Might have got a piece of it. 2 away. Murphy held on. You'll notice Murphy is back into the lineup. If anyone's chatting her away and everything, I'm not paying attention to it right now, but I am starting to get my feet under me, so I will be looking at it here in a second. I'm trying to do about 9 things at once. Sync things up, etc., etc. Chris Sale, first pitch on the way. Way outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0 from Sale. Working pretty quickly here. Comes set. Brings it. Slider misses outside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. He doesn't appear to be particularly sharp so far early on, but no damage so far. 2 up, 2 down. The 1-1 to the number 3 hitter. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Chase that changeup off the plate. Miranda batting third tonight. Standing on deck is the cleanup hitter, Santana. Miranda batting .299. The 1-2 from Sale. Turns and fires. Fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Braves 1, Twins nothing. If you're just joining us, Jorge Soler went yard. Chris Sale comes set. Turns, lifts the glove, and fires. Down and in, 2-2. I don't know if y'all caught much of that, the Philadelphia game, but that's why I was really disappointed as the 2-2 pitch. Down and in, did he go around? He did strike 3. More on that in a second. We'll head to break. 1-2-3 inning for Sale. We lead it 1-0 in the Twin Cities.
You play to win the game.
Brad, you might know the answer, but where's Dobbs' eyebrows? I have to know. The kid looks like an alien.
I actually found out where Dobbs' eyebrows went to. He mailed them to Anthony Davis of the Pelicans.
When we start eating, just go around the table and say what we're thankful for.
I'm thankful that in 4 minutes the Cowboys game is going to be on, and everyone is going to shut up.
Okay, it kind of needs to be about family.
I'm thankful that in 4 minutes the Cowboys game is going to be on, and my family is going to shut up.
We're never going to make it into a World Series ever again.
We're never going to make it now. That's not fair.
I hate the damn Dodgers. Freddie Pippen can burn in hell. Stick with Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw.
Armchair.
By 1800, town ball and its many variations were played nearly everywhere. On their way back from the Pacific Ocean, Lewis and Clark played a game of base with the Nez Perce Indians as they prepared to cross the Bitterroot Mountains. In the 1830s, on the western frontier of Missouri, ball was the favorite sport of Joseph Smith, the founder of a new religious sect called the Mormon. But back east in Cooperstown, New York, city fathers passed an ordinance restricting play after merchants complained about too many broken windows. Meanwhile, in New York City, they were starting to play a brand new version of the game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Ramon Laureano is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Swing hit hard on the ground over to third. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. One away. One down. That'll bring up the number 6 hitter, Michael Harris II. Money Mike, of course, went yard last night. Righty-lefty matchup. Harris digging in. The first pitch on the way. 94 right down the pipe. It's 1-0. Or 0-1, excuse me. The 0-1. Festa brings it. Swung on, popped up. High in the sky. Drifting over, making the catch is the left fielder, Margot. 2 down. Manny Margot, the ex-Tampa Bay Ray. All right, so I believe I'm caught up to speed on everything. Keep an eye on about the 9 different things. This new 3D thing has added some I guess I figured I wasn't doing enough doing 8 things at once. I had to add a 9th and a 10th. The first pitch on the way is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. I'll be adding juggling to this later on in the season. The 0-1. Maybe some knife tosses. The pitch on the way. Outside wide. Slider misses. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Jorge Soler, 1-0. Good to see you, Goat. Are you off tonight, Goat? The 1-1 pitch. 94. Misses wide. Called for a strike. Man, that was a wide strike, 1-2. David Festa trying to get through this inning. The 1-2 pitch. Down. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Festa, by the way, just at 25 pitches, so he's good on that front. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Man, RC looked like a little leaguer when he struck out there. Good Lord. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead at 1-0.
No, I mean, I read the HR memo. It said WFH optional between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so work-free holiday. I was just going to table it for...
No, Brian. WFH optional is work from home optional between Thanksgiving and Christmas, not work-free holiday. Who told you that? It's just crazy.
I mean, Kate did last week.
Hey, is this true?
And we lost Kate.
Okay, Matt, I think I'm going to need to get Bob involved on this one now. Armchair.
I wanted to see where that was going. The steroids, if we would have left it alone, dude, we would have had guys the size of McGuire playing second base by now. You know, it would have been awesome. And because they were so roided up, there would have been no defense anyway, so you wouldn't have to worry about these shifts. You know, they'd barely be able to move. It would have been awesome. They should have just left the game alone. But no, we got to worry about everybody's kidney failure and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's none of my business.
Here's the first pitch hit high and deep into center field. It's going back. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong. The Braves lead it 5-4. He takes Josh Hader deep. The Atlanta Braves lead it 5-4. The crowd is going bananas.
There's 2 types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers. And just so that we're clear, every time we step on this field, our goal is to be a winner. And if your dad has said, oh, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun, your dad's a loser.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday evening. I think we got all the tech issues under control here. First pitch on the way from Chris Sale is 93 up top, smacks up, just grabs the black. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sale, by the way, 14 pitches as we begin the second. The 0-1 pitch, down and away, misses. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty-righty matchup. Sale brings it. Swing. That ball's hammered over towards third. Good play by Luke Williams. Cool hand Luke. 5-3 put out. 1 away. Gio Urshela getting the night off. As far as anybody knows, there's nothing wrong with Gio. They're just giving him a night off. He's played almost he actually has started every day since he's gotten here, and I think maybe they're thinking just giving him a little rest as we head into the Philly series. First pitch on the way. It's outside wide. It's 1-0. Sometimes you'll see that on the Braves don't do it, but a lot of teams will do it depending on the matchup, but it had nothing to do with the matchup. They're both right-handed hitters. Festa's a right-handed pitcher, is the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, banged over to short. 6-3 put out. Orlando Arcia, the Magic Kingdom, fires it over to Matt, 2 away. No one in the lineup has faced Festa, so it had nothing to do with that. Just giving him the night off. Not to mention the fact you never know when something's going to happen. You're going to need Luke Williams playing, and not a terrible idea to keep him sharp. First pitch to Vasquez, the number 6 hitter, is batting .231. The hind catcher takes it outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Okay, I can start to read some of this stuff now. Mac, do you think the Braves should get Smiley? Drew Smiley? No! The 1-0 outside. Pitch outside, grabs the zone, 1-1. Sorry, that threw me for a loop. Drew Smiley? We got to quit bringing these guys in from 2021. The 1-1, fouled straight back, 1-2. So 1-2 count. I've watched Drew Smiley pitch the last couple of years when he was in Chicago, fantasy baseball, and just watching the game. He's terrible nowadays. I mean, he's as bad as he was with Atlanta, but they found a way to use him to get us to October. Is the 1-2 down and in 2-2. If you remember in that run in October, he was rarely used, but what little bit of fastball that he has, I'll put it that way, he's lost his fastball. He is just a soft tossing lefty, and he gets pounded. The 2-2 swung on, lifted high, deep into left field, but not deep enough. Looked like the wind pushed it in a little bit, and the Ramones will make the catch. We'll head to the top of the third. Braves lead it 1-0.
Oh, yeah? Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. New Mexico State is right up the street from El Paso, and I went to UTEP. And we're big rivalries, so I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bert. He goes to the right. Bert. He makes the strike. Bert. I said, damn, who is Bert? Bert. Here's Bert, and Bird this, and Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. When the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. Hey, let me tell you something. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn.
Armchair.
Bad food and overpriced drink had been sold at ballparks since the 1850s, but it took one very ambitious British-born caterer to turn concessions into an empire. Harry M. Stevens had begun his career hawking scorecards in the 1880s, all the while regaling the crowds with quotes from Byron and Shakespeare. By 1901, he was peddling hard-boiled eggs, ham sandwiches, ice cream, and slices of pie in stadiums from New York to Ohio. Then, one cold afternoon, when ice cream sales slowed at the Polo Grounds, he sent out for German sausages, which he put in long buns so fans could hold and eat them. He had made his greatest contribution to the game, introducing hot dogs to the ballpark.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta leads at 1-0. Sean Murphy, the number 8 hitter tonight, stands in to lead off the third. Murphy, man, we got to get this guy going. First pitch, down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. He has been just ice cold. The 1-0. Right there for an inside strike, 1-1. Not sure about that one, but I guess it might have clipped the zone. So a 1-1 count. Down and away. 2-1. If you're thinking, oh, well, they're going back to this Murphy's, I don't think that's what it is. I think they wanted to get him a start, and they don't want him starting the Philly series. And I would say, but the way those two have been playing, Darnold's going to get 3, at least 2, maybe 3 of the starts. The 2-1, up top 2-2. To give you an idea what he's been doing, his last 7 games, Murphy's batting 174, but what's even worse is he's got an OPS of 348. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped over to third. Another easy 5-3 put out. Throw was in the dirt. First baseman Santana did a good job of scooping it out. One away. I think the third baseman, Miranda, rushed that throw a little bit. You don't have to rush it when Murphy's going down the line. But hopefully nobody clues him in on that, and the next time he'll sail it into the dugout. First pitch on the way to Luke Williams is out wide for a ball. It's 1-0. David Fest, a 24-year-old, 6'6", 185. Comes at you like a spider monkey. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. He's from Verona, New Jersey, and played college ball right there in his neck of the woods at Seton Hall. He was drafted by Minnesota out of Seton Hall in 2021, the 2-0. Swing, that ball's hammered into left field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Cool Hand Luke, rounding first, heading to second. And with that speed, I'll tell you what, there was kind of a lollipop throw from left field to the infield. I like to call those Eddie Rosario throws. I think if Luke Williams could have sniffed that out, he might have been able to take third, because that was a lazy throw back in the infield. Luke has got good, very good speed. So 1 on, 1 out, top of the order. The ice cream man, Whit Merrifield, comes to the plate. The pitch, 95, a little wide. It's on 1. Jeremy Rehak is known to call a wide zone, so just get ready for that. I don't recall him ever being like absurdly wide, but I did have in my notes the last time we saw him that he does stretch the zone. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. The main thing that I took away from the last few times we've seen him is that he is a pitcher's umpire, meaning if it's close enough, you're going to get the call. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled straight back. It's 1-2. So I believe it was John, but I could be wrong with that, was asking about the Greg Maddux. We are putting some of the clips together for the weekend series against Philadelphia. We don't have time to do a whole lot of them because they take so long, but we do have a few. We're going to debut one here in a second. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped foul. Do it again. We hope to have about 5 or 6 for the weekend total. Every time we get in the studio to start doing those, I forget like how long it takes. We have to build them from scratch. I'm like, man, they're just going to put this on my tombstone. He edited stuff for Braves Country Radio. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Runner in scoring position, a single would most likely score Williams, even with the human stop sign playing as the third base coach, Tui. The 2-2, down and in 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Festa looks him back, turns and brings it. Swung on, hit hard on the ground over to first, but it's going to be a 1-3 putout. It does move the runner to third. A wild pitch and error would score, Luke, but we'll be looking for a single or maybe more because a little Soler power is coming to the plate. Jorge Soler, his last time up, hit a solo shot, a rocket over the left center field wall. Soler 1-for-1 on the night. Stands in. Festa, his 41st pitch of the evening. Up top, misses high. It's 1-0. Twins, they're in like an off-white, like a cream-colored jersey top to bottom tonight, the 1-0. Hanging slider taken for a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. They've got some really ugly uniforms, but these are some of their better ones. I really like the ones last night. They're kind of like the Oregon Ducks. They've just got a million uniforms. Every time I see the Twins on TV, they got something different. The 1-1, swung on, chopped foul, 1-2. Soler ripped that one over the 411 mark towards the bullpen in deep left center field. Almost straight away center, just to the left of center field. So a 1-2 count. Soler takes his timeout. Soler now with 17 home runs and 52 RBI. He has a 772 OPS, and he hasn't really gotten going. We can keep him healthy and keep that back going. I think we're going to see a special September and hopefully October. The 1-2 to Jorge. Outside wide. 2-2. That's the first time I've noticed that the camera will move with the ball like that. I wonder if it's sitting on top of the umpire's head or something. I don't know. The 2-2. Swing! Rifles it foul into the rafters over the first base side. Braves 1, Twins nothing. You know, the neat thing about this AI thing, this 3D thing that they've come up with, is that you see stuff that you can't even see on the television screen nowadays. The 2-2, swung on, dribbled over to short. Should be an easy play. Castro has it, fires it to first, and he'll get Soler by about 3 steps. Atlanta Braves put one on, but can't get Luke across. Chris Sale will go back to work. Let's get it, Braves country.
Whoever got a blue Honda at Walmart, your kids smoking your roaches out your ashtray.
You can't even call in now to the Clemson head coaches show because Dabo Sweeney's no longer taking calls on his coaches show from anyone, from fans. That's how soft these guys are now.
Was it Tyler in Spartanburg was the caller last year?
Yeah.
Was that our guy who called in to criticize Dabo Sweeney? So now they're going to ban phone calls?
The righteous Dabo Sweeney is not even going to take calls from fans.
This is so analog of Dabo Sweeney that it's perfect. Like in a digital world, in a high-speed age, milquetoast analog move is to ban callers from your coach's call-in show.
This is going to be the longest hour ever.
With your local sponsors and everyone else. I'm thinking, goodness gracious. First off, I go back to what I just said about Deion Sanders. What would Dabo Sweeney sit there and say? He'd huff and puff. His face would get all red. He'd be wearing that orange Clemson sweatshirt. He'd throw his daggum hat in the ground if some player came up to him and said, Coach, they're being too mean to me over there. I don't know what to do. They're yelling at me. They're talking trash about me. They're saying I'm not a good linebacker. I think I need to sit out the next couple series and figure it out. Dabo Sweeney would go nuts. His face would turn purple. It'd almost explode with old school cliches back at that linebacker for doing that. And now Tyler in Spartanburg has him shook.
I'm Greg Maddox. My brother was a big part of it. Used to hang out with his friends.
We'd play pickup games. You know, we'd throw the bat and do the thing about who'd be captain and
here we are at 15, he's at 10, and he's playing with us, and I'd get first pick, and I said, I'll take Greg. And they go, why you want to take him? I said, he's the best player out here. You kidding me?
My sophomore year in high school, right after the basketball season, we had our last game on Friday. One of my teammates goes, baseball tryouts are Monday. Are you going to try out? And it was kind of like, sure, why not?
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. Swung on and swatted down the third base line. Foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I believe, see if we got that in during the break. We did. We do have the conductor on now. The 0-1. Swing, hit hard on the ground, diving stab by Luke Williams. Luke gets up, fires it across the diamond. A 5-3 putout, one away. Wow. Cool hand Luke, shining tonight. That was a really good defensive play. He had a pretty solid one towards the beginning of the game. Then, of course, he got on with the double. Mark, by the way, you almost gave me a stroke earlier because I read it wrong at first about the Drew Smiley thing. I thought I saw at first, I thought you said that you'd seen where they had picked him up. I was like, no, not again. First pitch on the way to Wallner, lefty is outside wide. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Wallner batting .276. Brings it inside. Whew, that came close to hitting him. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. New Country Club member, 777. That's a long name, so we'll just call you 777. Gifted by the Beeve. And I thought I saw, is it Teku? The 1-2. Swing, chopped down the first base line. Foul, just past the dugout. 1-2. Probably butchering that name, but Teku. Toku. I can't tell if it's an O or an A. So I said them all, so one of them got to be right. The 1-2. 97 inside. Almost gets him again. Man, oh man alive. 2-2. Wallner is just kind of hanging out over that plate when when the pitcher goes in motion. Is the 2-2 pitch. Down and away. Full count. So a full count to Wallner. Sale comes set. Turns and brings it. Swing, hit back up the middle off of Sale's glove. It was a comebacker. An atom ball. Knocked it off his glove. Got it and flipped it to first, to away. Sale appears to be okay, but the entire training staff for the state of Georgia is coming out there to look at Chris Sale. As you can imagine, that is the franchise right now. Trying to get a better look at the replay. It looked like it ricocheted and then might have went off. See, we're getting a better look now. The ball was hit. He kind of shielded it with his non-throwing arm, his right arm, and the ball bounced to the ground. So it should not affect him, but you never know. You start hurting on one side, and then you start leaning into it on the other side. But Sale's about as tough as they come. I'd say him and Ozuna are the two toughest customers we've got on the team. First pitch on the way to the number 9 hitter, Martin, is 95 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Last thing we need is you know what, I'm not even going to say it, but we need Sale to be good. The 0-1 inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. I think it goes without saying, the Beef says Travis stuff. I think all catchers have to be tough. The 1-1 up top, 1-2. I don't even have to mention if a catcher's tough. I mean, they get the hell beat out of themselves back there all year long. The 1-2 brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So Sale appears to be okay. Let's hope for the best. We'll be back in a flash. Let's get him some runs, Braves country.
I need a 4-letter word for disappointment.
Eric. My wife said to me, what starts with F and ends with K? I said, no, it doesn't.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah! How can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months.
Armchair.
Can we get back to the version of TikTok where everybody thought they were a professional dancer or comedian or singer and not everybody trying to be a wannabe QVC host? I can't watch 800 more women rub a red light on their face and think that it's going to stop them from aging. You are 22, Jessica. You don't have wrinkles.
What do you know? You're on my porch. What's up? I'm confused right now. It's 1 a.m. I'm confused. You were not expecting me. No. Why would I be expecting you? I just figured you would think I would miss you by now and I'd be here. You saw me yesterday. Sorry, dude. I just want to hang out with my friend and you always make me feel bad about it. Why do you make me feel bad about wanting to hang out with my friend? You just have all this time because you don't have a job. I'm sorry that I don't have to work for money, and you do. But just because I miss you, I should not be punished. You're drunk. Maybe 1 glass. Well, it's Wednesday. You know how it goes on Wednesdays, man. I'm sorry.
It's all mixed up with peanuts, tobacco juice, and a hearty feeling among the fans joshing each other. Always this raucous, good spirit. Everybody came to have a good time. But that's the way I remember it. The whole stand's full of people all roaring. And I guess it's true of any sport, but in baseball, I've never known an instance where so instantly a whole crowd could be brought to its feet, roaring with delight over just a clean crack of a bat against the ball. It's a great sport that way.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. Start the top of the 4th inning to Marcell Ozuna. He's up for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and ripped into right field. Drifting over, making the catch is Wallner. 1 away. 1 down. Braves lead at 1-0. If you're just joining us, Jorge Soler hit a solo shot over the left center field wall. Matt Olson, your batter now, righty-lefty matchup. Chris Sale has just been hit by a pitch, or a pitch that he threw came back to him as an atom ball. He appears to be okay if you're just joining us, but you never know once they get him in the dugout. The 1-0, 94 right down the pipe, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Kicks and fires, 88 just wide, 2-1. Last game of the series, Braves head to Philadelphia tomorrow night, 6:40 first pitch. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, chopped back foul, 2-2. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Up top, misses high. Oh, my Lord. Called it a strike. And Olson, you never see Olson say anything, and he had to say something. At least 3 inches out of the zone up top. In fact, the catcher who framed it caught it and then just slowly brought it down. It's cartoonish. Well, scratch what I said about Jeremy Rehak. That was an awful call. Good night, Irene. Find a different profession. Do better. First pitch to Laureano is a swing and a miss strike. It's on one. He just swung at one out of the zone up top, and it's probably having to do with what Olsen just dealt with. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down and in, 1-1. And, you know, when you see any other team, I'm telling you, this is just across the board. Any other team in baseball, their batter gets that kind of bad call on them is the 1-1, chop back foul 1-2. Immediately, the manager goes to defend their player. You never see it from Snicker. He didn't even budge over there. The 1-2. The idea being that you don't want your player getting kicked out of the game. You don't care if you do. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, I think they need to put a clause in Snicker's contract that if he doesn't get suspended enough, he's going to get fined.
Can you keep a secret?
Of course I can.
I lost all our money today betting on sports.
Damn.
I know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure, yeah.
I lied. I can't keep secrets.
Wait, what?
So apparently me putting an Alka-Seltzer in my mouth and walking into Walmart saying, "The virus is mutated," is not funny.
Braves Country Radio, covering America's pastime from spring training all the way to the Fall Classic.
Myers bringing it, and the pitch is hit in the air, foul, off first, Benzinger backing and calling, and the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Bell, left field, way back, Blue Jays win it! The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
I think one of the worst feelings is when you're at work.
Armchair.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. William, move your head. Look at the size of that boy's head. Shh. I'm not kidding. It's like an orange on a toothpick.
You're gonna give the boy a complex.
Well, that's a huge noggin. It's a virtual planetoid. Has its own weather system. Heed, move! Move that melon of yours and get the paper if you can. He'll be crying himself to sleep tonight on his huge pillow.
Van Johnson never missed an opportunity to make a speech. It was always the same speech. All about how he, single-handed and alone, had made baseball a gentleman's sport, and it must be kept forever clean because sportsmanship spoke from the heart of America, and he would lay down his life to save our beloved nation, at which he would begin to cry.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead at 1-0. Chris Sale does go back to work, so that's a good sign at least. First pitch on the way to Margot. It's up high and wide. It's 1-0. Braves lead this one 1-0. Chris Sale through 3 innings is the 1-0 right there on the outer edge, 1-1. Sale at 3 strikeouts, so not a big strikeout number for Sale, but he's been efficient. The 1-1 swing hit hard on the ground, just foul. 1-2. He's at 39 pitches here in the 4th. He has faced the minimum. As a leadoff hitter, Margot. It'll be Margot, Jeffers, and Miranda, the 1-2-3s. The 1-2 from Sale. Conductor brings it, swing, fouls it straight back. The 1-2, 41st pitch of the night from the Conductor, brings it just outside wide, 2-2. Braves infield is deep into the left. The 2-2 swung on, hit hard into left field. That's going to get down for the first base hit, the first base runner for the Minnesota Twins. So the perfect game has broken up here in the bottom of the fourth. Milwaukee and San Francisco, are tied 0-0. They did not pull that run up across. It looks like they called it back. Washington 5-2 over the Yankees in I believe that's the 6th inning. Jeffer stands in the 0-1. Slider on the outer edge. It's just hits the outer edge, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Kicks and fires. Down and away. Slider misses. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Love a double play here. You know, as much as the Braves have used that bullpen the last few days, you'd love to get Sale deep into this ball game. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. The other thing you have to be looking at, and you can't really play to it because if you got to manage it, if you try to play to it, you're just going to end up grinding down the bat and not scoring any runs. But you would love a big score here and have the Braves cruise and not have to use any of the back of their bullpen tonight. The 1-2, swung on, chopped foul. Do it again. Cincinnati leads Oakland 6-5 in the 7th. Rooker, his 31st home run. Jazz Chisholm has hit his 22nd home run for the Yankees, but they trail 5-2 in the 6th. The 1-2. Misses high, 2-2. San Diego continues to be hot. 2-0 over St. Louis in the 3rd. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. So Jeffers really making Sale work here. Pittsburgh blew a 10-3 lead earlier today. Their bullpen absolutely choked it away. Bednar got the loss, but he wasn't the only one that got. I mean, I was watching it unfold, and I just could not believe it. The 2-2. Outside wide, 3-2. Wasted a perfectly good start by Paul Skeens. So a 3-2 count. Sale comes set, kicks and fires. Swung on and laced down the line. Foul. We'll do it again. Runner on first, nobody out. Chris Sale comes set. Looks back the runner. Kicks and brings it. Swing, fouls it back. Bottom of the 4th inning, nobody out. Braves cling to a 1-run lead. The payoff pitch. Swung on and lifted high down the right field line, giving chase to Soler. Is he going to get to it? He will not. The slow-footed Soler, the ball bounced. It's going to be a ground rule double. Your typical right fielder's making that play. But Soler does not have the speed, and they continue to put him in left field where he has mightily struggled. And they're going to try to tell you that that's where he plays, but that is not where he should play. Been saying this for weeks now. Makes absolutely no sense that he's out there. You have more ground to cover. He's slower than hell. He's there for his bat. In most teams, he'd be a designated hitter. You wouldn't put Marcel in right field. You shouldn't put Soler. First pitch on the way to Miranda, swatted foul down the line. It's 0-1. You got Ramon Laureano out in left field. Much better right fielder. He's made some gaps, but he gets to that ball. And, of course, Duvall or Kelnick easily get to it. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. So Sale struggling here in the fourth. Second and third, nobody out. .54 pitches in, brings it, nowhere near the zone, 2-1. Seen this before. Sale normally has that one inning where he really struggles. The hope is that he gets it back going here in a second. The 2-1 pitch, 3-1. That pitch was way out of the zone. The 3-1 to Miranda. Standing on deck is Santana, the switch hitter. Chris Sale had a no-hitter going until the last two batters, and now he's in danger of losing the lead. The 3-1 swung on, foul back, 3-2. Miranda will take his time out. The double play not in order. Braves are willing to give up the one run. Miranda gets back in. Sale appears to be ready. The pitch swung on, pops it up high in the sky. Will it stay in play? It will not. We'll do it again. Thought that one was actually going to stay in play. Murphy gave chase, but ran out of real estate really quick. So a full count once again. Sale's pitch count really starting to climb. He brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. Big strikeout, number one of the inning. Fourth of the game. One away. Good slider. Looked like it would have touched the zones. It's something that Miranda couldn't just hold off on. Santana will be the batter. You could, in theory, walk Santana, set up the double play. The problem is Castro is standing on deck, and he's got good speed. First pitch on the way to Santana is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. I think the Braves would gladly give up the one run, have the game tied if they could get the out here. But if the play is at the plate, they'll bring it. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. And in an ideal world, we'll get a pop out, a strikeout. Castro is on deck. Vasquez is in the hole. Vasquez, an ex-teammate of Chris Sale's, the 1-1. Down and in, 2-1. They played together in Boston. Two-one count. Sale comes set. Brings it. 83 miles an hour. Did he go around? He did not. 3-1. Braves may be kind of nibbling on the edge. An unintentional, intentional walk. The 3-1 pitch. They set up inside. 97 right there. Good pitch by Sale. Man, that was some hard cheese. 3-2. So you got a payoff pitch now. Santana steps out of the box using his timeout. This is his fifth full count of the night through 13 batters. The payoff pitch. Swing. Chops it foul. On top of that, he's had so many balls that have been fouled off. He's now at 65 pitches with just one out in the fourth. You would like to be 60 or below at this mark. But if he can get out of this unscathed, I think he'll take it no matter what the pitch count is and just go from there. The payoff pitch from Sale brings it down and away, ball 4. So Santana will head on down to first. The bases are now loaded, so you've got to force it every bag. Abreu's going out there to talk to him, talk about strategy. Remember, Castro switch hitting shortstop. He's got good speed, and he's got pretty good bat-to-ball skills. Got to look and see if maybe with good speed in on third base, the left fielder Margot, you could end up with the squeeze attempt. The powwow on the mound with the Abreu is over. By the way, if y'all haven't asked in a while, I still haven't heard anything on our regular pitching coach, Rich Kranitz. So it must be really something that he's struggling with, whatever it is. All right, back to the action. Castro digs in, lefty-righty matchup, the switch hitter. Sale brings up the glove and brings it in. 99 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Swing. Pops it back foul. Smacks up against the screen. So an 0-2 count. Bases loaded. One out. The pitch from Sale. Looks ever more determined. Digs in. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Brought the high heat to away. Big strikeout. Good to see you, JC. Okay, Alan C is JC. Okay, good to know. First pitch on the way is grounded up the middle. RC has got it. He's going to fire it over to first, and somehow, some way, the conductor got the hell out of that. All aboard. Whoa, whoa. Chicka, 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 chicka. Whoa, whoa.
Okay, y'all. So I know y'all like your women a little curvy, and I am a people pleaser down to the bone. So I just found out I have a mild case of scoliosis. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I truly do everything in my power to make y'all happy.
Ireland has been ranked as one of the top 10 most miserable countries in the world. We've been trying our best, and it's great to see our work being recognised. It's not so much that we're all miserable, it's just that being happy in Ireland is considered very rude. It's not like in America, oh, how was your day? Oh, my day is going great. Unacceptably selfish thing to say. If you're having a good day, keep it to yourself. I've enough on my plate without worrying about how great everything is going for you. If you're having a conversation in Ireland, your goal is to find something you can both complain about as quick as possible. Also, if somebody compliments you, you have to ruin it. Your t-shirt is lovely. Where did you get it? Oh, it was really cheap and I'm very fat looking in it. It doesn't matter.
I never worry about my guy cheating on me. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind. But I do believe that he gets upset with me and turns the hot water heater down. And I'm not sure which betrayal is worse, because if you've ever tried to shave your legs with goosebumps, you completely understand where I'm coming from. I think I'd just rather have him cheat on me.
These pickup games he played as a kid in Las Vegas on Sunday mornings. They would meet at a field. There was an old scout there called Ralph Madar.
I drugged my brother along one time. He started throwing, and Ralph said, wow.
Ralph said that movement and location is more important than velocity. He was teaching me how to pitch in the big leagues. He wasn't teaching me how to pitch in high school. He was teaching me how to pitch beyond that.
And so he learned early on that moving the baseball was more important than throwing it hard.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris' second is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Foul back out of play. It's 0-2. 94 miles an hour up top. So an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Appreciate for the contribution there, JC. Accidentally hit the wrong button that time, so thanks for getting the lights down, y'all. We're at the century mark, I believe, and over it was. First pitch all the way to Festa. Festa to Arcia. It's right there, first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires. So a 1-1 count. Brings it. 94 outside. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Right there at the knees, 2-2. Braves 1, Twins nothing. Top of the 5th. The 2-2. Festa, his 65th of the night. Swing, fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Festa, high ERA, and somehow we make him look like Walter Johnson tonight. The 2-2. Down and in, 3-2. Seems like that's been the theme all year long, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Arcia once again looked like a little league. Ball getting blown away. 2 down. I've never seen a major league batter lose his balance in an at-bat this often. I mean, it is ridiculous. You would think at some point somebody would do some coaching. I mean, just a little. We're not asking for the moon and stars. He doesn't look like he's getting fooled by the pitch. He looks like he's getting fooled by the sport. He doesn't know what he's playing. First pitch on the way from Festa to Murphy is up top high. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Festa comes set. Looks in and brings it. Just below the knees, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. I don't know if Arcia will be gone or not, Mark. He's got such a cheap contract. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. And they're not made of, I mean, the Braves brass is not made of gold. They're not the Yankees, they're not the Dodgers. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Well, that was an ugly inning. We had at the bottom of the 5th. They didn't give Sale any rest. He's got to go right back out there after a very difficult 4th. We'll be back in a flash.
Damn, I thought you wasn't gonna never come from the bed. I've been up for about 30 minutes.
Sir, but you did show up an hour late, sir.
Right.
So,
come in here handling me because you mad about some fear. I ain't with none of that. I'm gonna let them know off the ripper.
Now Don Mattingly, an emerging star. Mattingly last year was called up by the Yankees from Columbus the day Bobby Mercer retired. He'd been with him prior to that, but had been sent out. And he's not only won a spot on the roster, he's in the lineup, he's hitting 3rd, and he's leading the league at .338. Randolph at first base. That's drilled to the gap in right center field, and it is off the fence. Randolph was running all the way, so he is being waved in. Whitaker's going to Parrish, is not in time on a double by Mattingly.
Did the little piggy cry wee, wee, wee all the way home?
Max. Wait! Maxwell!
Yeah?
You're home.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Mrs. A.
In 1856, a British-born music teacher and enthusiastic cricketer named Henry Chadwick saw the Knickerbockers play the New York Gothams and became an instant convert to baseball. Chadwick developed the box score, wrote and edited the most popular players' manual, and launched one of the first baseball columns, covering the Knickerbockers and their challengers, the Gothams, Eagles, Empires, Excelsiors, and Atlantics, in the pages of the New York Clipper. And he began keeping comparative statistics so that he could measure one player's performance against another's.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. They were highlighting, as we come back from break, little powwow they had with Abreu. I just wonder if Abreu went out there and told Murphy, because he can tell Sale whatever he wants as the first pitch on the way is 95 mile an hour, swung right back, it's 0-1. But it's Murphy that has to get the message, because Sale famously said about a month and a half ago he has never shooken off a catcher in his entire career. Going all the way back to college and high school, he's never done it. The 0-1, swung on, chopped back towards the mound, comebacker. Sale's got it, flips it over to first. One away. And his theory behind it is he just wants to know what to throw and kind of just bring it, right? And he figures that the catcher, he has always trusted his catcher wherever he's been to know everything that needs to be known about each batter, so you're not getting back and forth, the Maddox type of start where Maddox was not scared to shake off his catcher no matter who it was. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. It's on one. So not saying one's better or one's worse, but it's Murphy that really had to hear that, because if you notice coming out of that powwow, Murphy called nothing but hard stuff, and it got him out of the inning. That could have been just a coincidence. That may not be what he said, but that would be my guess, is that there was a conversation of let's get aggressive. The guys he was facing were not exactly Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams. The 1-1, inside 2-1. And all the nibbling, especially when you got the bases loaded like that, that's going to cause more damage than just going after him. 2-1. Down below the knees, ball 3-1. Because as much as we might want to tear up Arcia for his bat, he does have a great glove. So use it when he's out there. The 3-1 pitch. Swing, hit hard on the ground. Good. Hard hopper chopped by Olsen, and Sale just gets there in time. I don't think either one of them expected Wallner to be running that fast. Wallner was busting it. Sale just got there by maybe, I say half, but it was probably closer to a quarter step. Sale was a little slow coming off the mound. May not have realized at first that he had to be covering. Just got him. Man, that could have been a nightmare. Not to mention the fact someone could have stepped on, Wallner could have stepped on his foot. I still say that if you're going to do this thing with the bigger bases and whatnot, you need to give the extra lip of the base to the infield dirt so that the first baseman and whoever's covering the base does not have to put their foot where the runner could step on them. The 1-0, right there for a strike, it's 1-1. I always think of the Tim Hudson injury when he was covering first and they stepped on his ankle and shattered his ankle right there. The 1-1. Just missed it. He did not go around 2-1. That was a close one. So a 2-1 count. Kicks and fires, swung on, foul back, 2-2. Yeah, Mark, I was shocked when I heard Sale say that. And then I got to thinking about it. I was like, well, he's a 4-pitch pitcher. He really likes to lean on, too. He throws the slider and the four-seam 78% of the time. The changeup, another 15% of the time. That sinker is really just a hard two-seamer. The 2-2, swung on, chops it over to third. Williams has it. Fires it across the diamond. That'll end the inning. We needed that. A quick 1-2-3. He's at 82 pitches. That's a little more manageable. We'll be back in a flash. We need some runs, Braves country.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
If dating is the game, then marriage is winning the game.
Yeah, if you're playing in the women's league.
We used to poor, we little kids, or Mom a lot of times wouldn't have nothing to cook for supper, and she'd set us all down at the table and read the recipe to us. We had a little brother that was hard of hearing, and he almost starved to death.
She'd line us all up, feed us breakfast, feed us cereal, and make us eat it with a fork so we'd pass the milk down to the next one.
I'm at work. What do you want? I need you. Okay, what do you need? Missed call. I said I'm at work. Missed call. I can't call right now. Missed call. Missed call. Missed call. Missed call. Pick up the phone. Text me what you need. Answer! Do you know where the peanut butter is? That's all you wanted to ask me?
Armchair.
People in Pittsburgh actually eat pizza where the crust is cooked and the toppings are put on cold. So to answer your question, yes, Pittsburgh is as bad as it sounds. But let me ask y'all a question. What in the lungeable snack time pizza is going on here? Because if this is true, then I'm just never going to Pittsburgh.
First thing about it, and this seems so obvious that maybe we overlook it. Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park that's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Festa, 71 pitches in as we start the top of the sixth inning. Luke Williams is 1 for 1 with a double. Starts us off. The first pitch on the way, swung on, hit high and deep into center field. Drifting back, making the catch is the center fielder, Martin. One away. I was talking about it last night. Martin's got that rock and roll earring and the hair bob. I bet he's the last person that in public gets guessed as a baseball player. Whit Merrifield, the Braves leadoff hitter tonight, stands at the plate. First pitch on the way. 92 up top. 1-0. The 1-0. Up top for a strike. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch in the dirt. 2-1. Fester working very quickly. I mean, he gets the ball and essentially he gets a quick look and he brings it. I don't think he's shaking off a whole lot either. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and hammered over towards the left side right at the shortstop. Castro, L4, 2 down. 2 down, and Jorge Soler, who is our only run tonight, stands at the plate. He had a solo shot back in the first. First pitch to Soler is outside wide. 1-0. Looked like the slider. The 1-0 from Festa. In the dirt, 2-0. Can't remember who said it about Arcia talking about his defense only goes so far. The problem is the dollar only goes so far, and considering what the Braves have to do in the offseason is the 2-0 right there for a strike 2-1. In a perfect world, I would like to keep Arcia as cheap as he is and have him as a utility guy off the bench. But the 2-1 swung on and chopped foul 2-2. In a really perfect world, I'd like to re-sign Merrifield and have a little bit of a competition all year long, and you have some depth in the off the bench all year long with, giving Riley and Ozzie and all of them a day off every once in a while. The 2-2. Swing laced hard over to short. That ball was shot out of a cannon. A high hopper snagged by Castro. He goes to the ground, makes the play, 6-3 putout. That'll end the inning. You talk about a guy getting robbed, the expected velocity, the expected stats. That's a good argument for one. We'll be back in a flash.
If we're all the same in there, why don't we just focus on treating other people the way that we want to be treated?
We were just talking.
Shut up.
They've given me less than 1 year to turn this place around. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law.
Join the Country Club today. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops. Members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today.
What's your boyfriend's most toxic trait?
Oh my god. So it's actually kind of funny. He'll say this thing to me all the time. He'll be like, "I'm not your boyfriend." And I'll be like, "Yes, you are, silly." And then he'll say to me, he's like, "No, I'm not. You seriously are delusional. You need to stop. It's getting ridiculous. You keep violating the restraining order." He filed a restraining order, by the way. It's so funny. It was such a good joke. But yeah, no, I love him either way. He's my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. We're together. And we're happy.
Armchair.
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. And that's marvelous. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Bottom of the 6th we go. Clinging to a 1-0 lead. First pitch on the way from Sale. It's a four-seam fastball outside wide. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. 95. Just misses 1-1. Chris Sale 1 strikeout away from taking the league lead in strikeouts. He and Dylan Cease keep going back and forth. The 1-1 misses up top, 2-1. Manny Margot, Minnesota's leadoff hitter, leading off this inning in earnest. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th. The 2-1 pitch misses wide. So now you got trouble here. A 3-1 count to the leadoff batter. He was the one that broke up the no-no in the 4th. Sale was able to get out of that bases loaded jam. The 3-1. Swing lifted high Deep into right center field. That's going to get down off the wall. Karams, Michael Harris grabs it, fires it into second, but Margot a little too fast to get, and it's a leadoff double for the Twinkies. Margot, just 29 years old. I swear it feels like he's been in the league forever. He was with Tampa Bay the last 4 seasons. Before that, he was with San Diego from 2016 to 2019, then Tampa Bay from 2020 to 2023. Jeffers the batter. First pitch, nowhere near the zone. 96 up top. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Runner at second leading off the pitch. Brings it. High heat. Right there for a strike. 1-1. Braves infield is back into the left. The 1-1 pitch from Sale. Swung on. That is going to tie the game. Slaps it into right field. Margot comes around. Soler fires it. He might get him. He did get him. Wow. Gun down at home plate. I don't know if Margot knew it was going to be that close. It's not that he was Cadillacing, but he didn't look like he was running as hard as he was when he was going from home to... Oh, I see what happened. He doubled back. He thought the ball may have been going to second. Okay, that's what it was. That's what held him up. Because I thought for sure he was coming around to score, but I didn't see him double back. When he doubled back, that cost him. And somehow the runner stays at first, so it's 1 on, 1 out. Glad to be wrong on that one. Lefty-righty matchup. Miranda takes the first pitch outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Brings it. 77 just smacks the outer edge. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Yeah, that was a good play by Soler. The arm's never been the question, but at the same token, all of our outfielders have pretty good arms. We don't really have a Rosario left on the team. The 1-1 swing hits hard into left field. Almost handcuffed Laureano. He stops the ball, but they got first and second and 1 out. Sale has yet to get a batter out in this inning. Just the runner. I'm all for being aggressive at the plate. When you look at that replay and you see Soler coming up, winding up to throw the ball just as Margot is hitting third, that third base coach should have put up the stop sign. I don't know if he didn't realize where Margot was in that situation or what. The first pitch from Sale is a slider nowhere near the zone. Good play by Murphy to keep that going from the backstop. 1-0. That ball goes out to the backstop, then you really got problems. Santana, who walked his last time up, he walked the bases loaded. 1-0 up top for a strike. 1-1. Double play is in order. Santana, not really known for his speed. The 1-1. Down below the knees. 1-2. He's got his pants hiked up over his kneecaps, or before they reach his kneecaps, where the socks go all the way past the kneecaps. The 2-1 down and in. They go around. They didn't get the call. 3-1. So a 3-1 from Sale. He's at 97 pitches. I don't know if he's going to be much longer in this game. Standing on deck is Castro. Vasquez, the hind catcher, due up after that. The 3-1, swung on, chopped foul, 3-2. They keep going to those sliders when they're behind in the count, and I think Murphy thinks, Murphy keeps going to those sliders when they're behind the count. I think he thinks that Murphy does this. He falls in love with the pitch, and he just keeps calling it. But when you're that passive, and this is the third time to the lineup too, they've seen that slider 100 times at this point. The payoff pitch, swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. When Sale has gone to the hard stuff, he said at least he should be setting him up with the hard stuff, and when he gets in front 1-2, 0-2, that's when you can really take advantage of the slider. But when you're sitting back there 3-1, 2-1, it's really hard to get someone to chase one. The payoff pitch, swung on, lifted, high into center field. Drifting back, making the catch is Merrifield. Very shallow, but high hit ball. Merrifield makes the catch, 2 away. Sale at 100 pitches, so obviously this is his last inning. This may be his last batter coming up. Abreu is talking to Snicker, and Abreu's getting towards the top of the deck, and the conversation could be, if he walks him, go out there to talk to him to get him his to catch his breath and then go again. First pitch on the way, 97 up top, it's 0-1. You could just tell by the way he was nodding along with Snicker that it wasn't something they were going to do right now, but they might have had a game plan after this at bat. Hopefully he gets out of this, and it's a moot point. The 0-1 brings it. Swung on, chops it over up the middle, just under the diving glove of Arcia, and we are going to have a tie game. Not a hard hit ball at all, but the Braves defense was playing Castro to pull, and instead he hit it pretty close to up the middle. They were hugging the lines, so Arcia had a lot of ground to cover. Really gave him no shot at that ball. If you're playing a typical shortstop position, that is a very easy 6-3 out to end the end. Instead, it's 1-1, 2 on, 2 out. Four-seam fastball to Vasquez. Mrs. Hyatt's 1-0. The Minnesota feed showed Abreu actually getting to the top step, and it looked like he was coming out there to talk to him, and Snicker gave him some kind of motion. He didn't go out there this time. The 1-0, down and in, 2-0. Probably should have, because now he's all over the damn place. So a 2-0 count. Farmer is on deck. Vasquez batting .230 on the year. Go-ahead run stands at second base. The 2-0 pitch. Slider right there for a strike, 2-1. Vasquez batting .230 on the year, 7 home runs, 27 RBI. The 2-1 brings it. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Christian Vasquez, 34-year-old. He was with the Red Sox with Chris Sale on that 2018 World Series team. Actually played for the Red Sox all the way until 2022, where he was traded at the deadline to Houston. They were actually playing Houston in Houston. He had to just go across the hallway, change uniforms, and he played that night, the 2-2. Misses, ball 3-2. So now you got the runners going to be on the go. Chris Sale at 107 pitches. We needed a deep start by Sale tonight, but doesn't look like we're going to get that. The payoff pitch, swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. Runners will be on the move once again. Abreu once again creeping like he's going to the top of the stairs. I'm a little surprised they didn't go talk to Sale after that last at bat. Let him just catch his breath. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll probably do it for Sale. Valiant effort. It's tied at 1-1. You got to get him some runs, Braves. Good Lord. He's not superhuman.
You're very lucky that you're with somebody as resilient.
You tried to off yourself 2 times in the last 24 hours, Frank.
A single scores at least 1, probably 2 with Adrian's speed. Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single, trying to find any way to get a runner home. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bueller's got to be coming to the end of his string. For him to piece together this many pitches on 3 days rest, he's really done an incredible job. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is swung on and hit high and deep down the right field line. Is it fair? It is gone, baby! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, zip, boom, bam, a 3-run shot makes it 4-1 Atlanta.
Did you know that in the 1970s, a man left his house and walked to the Golden Gate Bridge and jumped off the bridge? When his loved ones went to his house, they discovered a note that said, "I'm walking to the Golden Gate. If one person smiles, I'm not going to jump." You don't know what other people are going through. Sometimes all that person needs is a warm smile from a stranger.
Armchair.
It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Robinson with a good lead. There he goes. He hits the dirt and he's safe.
Pull up a chair. Your home. Braves Country Radio. The classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale getting handshakes and meeting Brian Snicker for the first time tonight. Snicker, I'm sure Sale is like, where's the hell is the baseball game? First pitch on the way to Ozuna's right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty. Pitch on the way. 1-2. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing. Slice it foul. Way high. Into the seats. We'll do it again. TB says you're funny thinking that they'd go talk to him. I'm telling you, Brady about tore a hamstring going up and down the stairs. The 1-2. Outside wide. 2-2. He must have went up and down the stairs that I saw 5 or 6 times in that inning from the Minnesota cast and the Atlanta cast. He kept going up and down because it was like they couldn't make a decision. The 2-2. Outside wide ball 3-2. Festa thought he was going to get the call. I mean, that was about a half a foot out of the zone. That tells you how bad home plate umpire Jeremy Riak has been tonight. For the youngster to think that was going to be called a strike. The payoff pitch misses, ball 4, and that'll put Ozuna on base. 1 on, nobody out. That's going to be it. They're going to go get Festa We're going to take a really quick break. The Braves, hopefully with a good threat here. It's 1-1. Big Matt Olson coming to the plate.
It's not whether you win or lose. It's like the team that wins is the one that has the most fun. You know, that crap like that. You know, all this stuff that's contaminated America where they give every kid a trophy and they don't keep score in Little League anymore.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. 93 outside wide, 1-2. Braves 1, Twins 1. The pitch. Swing. Chops it into right center field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Marcell Ozuna, rounding second into third. And they're going to send Ozuna all the way home, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-0 lead. 1-run lead, excuse me. A hanger that Matt Olson drills into the gap. He goes shopping at the gap, and the Braves lead it by 1. Olson's really starting to come on. I didn't think Ozuna was going to be sent. He was rounding towards third, and they just kept sending him. Trying to see if there was some kind of issue in the outfield. It doesn't appear that there was. First pitch on the way to Laureano is a curveball up top. Called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Curveball down and away. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lefty-righty matchup. Thielbar brings it. In the dirt, 1-2. Braves 2, Twins 1. The 1-2. Kicks and fires. Curveball almost chased that one I don't know if he's not catching it out of his hand very well, doesn't see it very well. That curveball was nowhere near the plate, and Laureano almost went for it. Runner at second, nobody out. The 2-2. Swing! Rifles it foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. So a 2-2 count. Standing on deck is Michael Harris, probably the real reason why the lefty was brought on. The 2-2 swung on. That ball's going to get through the hole. That ball's going to get to right field. Here comes Matt Olson. He's rounding, heading towards home. He is safe, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 3-1 lead. Good piece of hitting by the Ramones. Hard hit ball. So runner on second. Nobody out. First pitch to Harris is high and inside. Four-seam fastball. Might have been a brush back. It's 1-0. Lefty. Laureano stands on second in scoring position. Braves trying to extend this 3-1 lead. The pitch. Swung on, sliced foul. 1-1. Thielbar looking back. Ramon, who's dancing back and forth at second base. Thielbar brings it. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. 1-2 count. The infield for Minnesota is back and to the right, so there's a huge hole on the left-hand side. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, pops it back. Might have chased that one, but Rehak has been calling some high strikes, so you can understand why Michael swung at it. Milwaukee leads San Francisco 1-0. That game is in the fifth. The 1-2. Swung on and just got a piece of that one. Slaps it foul. One. 3-1 your score. Top of the seventh. The 1-2 from Thielbar to Harris. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with the sweeper. It was a hanging sweeper, but just got over the top of it. One away. I got a message from Jason to someone. What'd you say? His name was Chrissy Lee or something like that? Jason says, we have a brand, and if you don't like it, kick rocks. I concur. Well, that's it for Thielbar, man. That was quick. They're going to go ahead and go get another arm out of the pen, and we'll be back in a flash. Minnesota trying to stay in this one. It's 3-1.
If you hate America so much and you don't like this country that gave you $1 billion, leave it or come deal with me. You go to China, go to these sweatshops that you employ all these laborers and use these women and pay them pennies on the dollar to make your millions. You, LeBron James, you're a coward, you're a spineless coward, and you're a
You mean the lowlife, asswipe, egg sucker?
LeBron James.
Man's crazy, loco, always hanging out around those kinky strip bars. You know, the ones where the men take their clothes off? That's, of course, if he's taking his medication.
Medication?
Yes, without it, he could be anywhere, wandering around, talking to the trees. Believe me, this man is a menace.
Armchair.
I'm so old. We used to take a shower in our uniforms because, you know, because we flew commercial my first few years.
Wait, time out. There's no era where you did it.
Yes, it is.
Stop, you're making this up.
No, I'm not.
There's no way that you were supposed to wash your uniform with your arm.
When I first,
you're making this up.
I'm not making this up.
Let him finish.
When I first got to the NBA, we flew commercial. So when you played the night before and flew the next morning, when was you exactly going to get your uniform clean? You had to wash your uniform yourself. So after the game, when you got to your room, you took a shower in your uniform and dried it and dropped on the commercial airline the next day.
Were you with Jed Clampett?
Yeah, have you ever heard of this in your life?
Well, how are y'all cleaning y'all uniform when you're flying the next morning?
You can clean your uniform without showering in it.
Well,
that is possible. You don't have to have it on.
No, but it's easier to do it that way.
You know, in the other sports, you have time. You have to play against the clock. And when the clock runs out, your chance is over. You play until you lose. And if you can keep that rally alive, if you can keep going, if you can keep getting hits, you can play until a week from now. Nothing stops you.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Lando Arcia stands in, 1 on, 1 out. First pitch from McCullough. We saw him last night. Pretty live arm from the right-hander. Hits him first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Jason, you can put that in the comments. I'm not saying all that, man. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. You can add that in the comments, but just make sure everybody knows that's you. That is not me. I'm not. That is a long speech, and I am not. I am not backing that play. Got too much to pay attention to. Not worrying about that nonsense. The 1-1. Arcia 0 for 2 on the night with strikeouts galore. The 1-1 pitch swung on, dribbled up the middle. Castro's going to have to eat it, and that's saying something. When Orlando Arcia can beat out an infield single, runners on the corners, 1 out, still 3-1. They were kind of playing that same defense that the Braves were playing when Arcia dove at the ball up the middle. It's almost exactly in the same spot. The difference is Castro is a little farther to the right, and he's got much more range. He doesn't have the arm that Arcia does. First pitch on the way, swinging from Murphy. Here comes the throw to the plate. He's safe. He is safe. Head first slide by Ramon Laureano. They're going to want to look at that. Really close play. I was a little surprised that Laureano came. You're going to challenge that regardless, and it makes the score 4-1. Have to wait to see. I mean, it's from the blind eye, he looked out, but I'd like to see the replay. They're showing the first look as a terrible view. But here's the look that I would say they are going. Oh, I don't know. He might be safe. Thing is, his hand hits the plate. His left hand hits the plate. And he's swiping, but I don't know if he makes contact in time. And the best view that they have, and remember, this might be the best view. Yeah, I think they might be safe. Once again, the big thing with this, they're calling him out, but I think it's a blown call. You know, the big thing is it was called safe on the, maybe they got him. Wait a minute. There's a side view that they're showing on Minnesota they didn't show on Atlanta. He might have gotten him on the belt. It's really close. But they have called the runner out. So it's 3-1 again, even though it says 4-1 on your screen if you're watching at home. Luke Williams, now they've changed it, comes to the plate. First pitch on the way, outside wide. It's 1-0. You were going to challenge that regardless because considering where you're at in the game, if you fall much farther behind, it's going to make it really hard to come back. Braves, remember, once again, have used their bullpen quite a bit recently. The 1-1 swung on that ball, swatted into left field, going back on the track. It's going to bounce off the glove of Manny Margot. Here comes the runner. He'll score. It's 4-1 your Atlanta Braves. Here comes the second runner. He'll score. It's 5-1 your Atlanta Braves. Luke Williams with a bases-clearing double. He smoked it off the bat. I thought that Margot may run it down. He covered a lot of ground, leaped just before he got to the wall, and it hit the top of his glove, bounced off the wall. By the time he corralled it, even Sean Murphy could come all the way from first. With 2 outs, they were running on contact. So 5-1 your score to clean that up. First pitch to Merrifield is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Swung on and lifted into right center field, drifting over, making the running catch is Martin. That'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Can put 4 on the board. It is time for the 7th inning stretch, if that's okay with Mr. Lee.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Buckle up, it's Luke Jackson time. And before you start complaining, I'm telling you now, they didn't have a lot of options. This bullpen was used quite a bit, quite heavily the last 2 nights. First pitch on the way, 87 up top, it's 1-0. You just have to hope that Luke can come through and do something here. The 1-0. Slider down misses, 1-1. 2-0, excuse me. So a 2-0 count. Edward Julian on to bat for Farmer. The 2-0 misses high, 3-0. Luke Jackson already in a mess. He's got a 3-0 count to the first hitter he's faced. The pitch on the way to Julian. Misses. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk right out of the pen. So at some point, you got to look at this. I mean, I don't know if they got to give him a ghost IL. I don't know what they have to do, but he's not getting anybody out. Abreu's already on the bullpen phone. Now, remember, Jackson has to face 3 batters, so that's 1. First pitch, swing and a miss, 95 miles an hour, right down the pipe. It's 0-1. I mean, you almost just want him to, hey, man, just go out there and throw gas, face your 3 batters. We'll go get somebody else, and maybe you'll get lucky and he'll hit into a double play or something. The 0-1. Right there, froze him, 0-2. Good news is, with Luke Jackson spending most of his, actually all of his career in the National League, very few of these guys have seen him. So he does have that advantage, but he has not been good for the past, since about the 3rd outing. The 0-2, curveball nowhere near the zone, 1-2. And that curveball is just, it's a mess. I don't even know how Murphy blocked it that time. It's usually bouncing in front of the plate. That's the one that kicked wide over on the weekend. The 1-2. Another one in the dirt, nowhere near the zone, 2-2. I mean, I almost think that Murphy, after he missed with that first curveball, just go back to the fastball. Maybe you'll catch Wallner guessing. Freeze him. But now you got a 2-2 count, runner on first, nobody out. The pitch from outside, misses, bounces off the glove of Murphy. Murphy somehow kept it from going all the way away. Braves 5, Twins 1, but we still have 9 outs to get. Runner at first. The payoff pitch from Jackson brings it. Caught looking, strike 3, got up with the slider on the inner cut, 1 away. Wallner didn't like it. That one did hit the zone. I can imagine why Wallner assumed he wouldn't hit the zone because he's seen first 5 pitches of the at-bat, but it did hit the zone. Maybe he just needs to stay away from that curveball and just go slider fastball because it's his curveball, his last several outings, where it's nowhere near the zone, so no one's swinging at it. His curveball is always taking that steep drop, but it normally starts about chest high and then dives just below the zone. It's like it starts at about belt high and just shoots in front of their toes. First pitch to Larnach. It's a slider right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The slider does hang a bit, so you are taking that risk, but that curveball is just not getting anybody out. The 0-1, I would still be relying on that fastball. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. I think sometimes they fall in love with the breaking pitches, and this guy still dials it up at 95 to 97 miles an hour. That's not nothing. Grant Holmes is warming up in the bullpen, the 0-2. Slider misses, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Yeah, 2K, I don't think he can be sent down because I don't think he's got any options. Pretty sure they use his options up in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure the only way to get rid of him would be to DFA him, or like I said at the beginning of all this, is a ghost IL. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Was talking about that. Throw that fastball with 2 strikes in front of the count. Guys are sitting on breaking balls and you freeze them. Nate says, I hope 4 is enough. Bottom of the 7th. 2 outs. First pitch, 96 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. You could, in theory, push Grant Holmes out there for the 8th and 9th inning. Grant Holmes pitched 2 innings on Monday and didn't pitch at all over the weekend, the 0-1. Up top misses, 1-1. So you could do that with the idea that you probably wouldn't have his services Thursday or Friday, but that's okay because you you'd be resting the rest of the bullpen to use them in those games. The 1-1 inside 2-1. If this was in the middle of the season, I would say you just leave Luke Jackson up, let him work out his problems, but he only comes in games that you're losing by a ton. But you don't have that luxury anymore. The 2-1, swatted over to first, backhanded by Olsen. What a great diving stab. He's going to step on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. Wow. The Ice House coming up big with the leather. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
My parents couldn't just raise me to be a dainty little princess who gets spoiled by their man. No, they made me the man. And now here I am spending my Sunday looking for a bar oil for my chainsaw. Most women probably don't even know what bar oil is. God, Fred.
Everyone has their opinion when it comes to unbreakable records, but Hack Wilson's 191 RBIs in 1930, in my opinion, will never be broken. Let's not forget, in 1930 they played 8 less games than they do now. He batted cleanup. The 3 spots in front of him in the lineup had 120 doubles and 44 triples that season. 2 of the 3 had non-base percentage over 400. Plain and simple, there was a lot of ducks on the pond when he came to the plate. Hack didn't get off to a strong start. In his first 18 games of the season, he only drove in 11 runs. Although he had 56 home runs that season, none of them were grand slams. Even if you take away all of the times he scored when he hit a home run, he would still have 135 RBIs. In August alone, he had 53 RBIs. Not only did he lead the league in RBIs, he also led the league in walks. He almost had as many RBIs as he had hits. He finished the season with 208 hits, which was only 17 more than his RBI total. What do you think? Will anyone ever break this record, or do you think it's unbreakable?
I knew absolutely nothing about baseball. Nothing. And people would talk like, oh yeah, he's really good. I didn't know what that meant. Originally, my best friend liked Greg and pointed him out to me. And I'm like, oh, well, that kid's pretty skinny. I can remember my first thought.
We met at a party. I was hungry. She was really good looking. And so I asked her to go eat.
We had our first date at a Mexican place. He says he doesn't remember ordering a hamburger, but I know he for sure did. Yeah, started kind of going to some of his games and just kind of grew from there.
I knew at that time, little brother was like really good. And all of a sudden it was like, you quit playing the other sports and just focus on baseball and chasing a dream. 84 draft came around and the Cubs were drafting like third.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead at 5-1. That's not the problem. The problem is we're trying to figure out, if you're just joining us, how we get 6 more outs. As the Braves bullpen is cashed, we assume Grant Holmes is going to come in. By the way, one of our old friends, Michael Tonkin, is coming on for the Twins. First pitch on the way, 4-seam fastball, 93 out wide. It's 1-0. Tonkin, right-hander, brings the 1-0, misses outside wide, fouled it back. It's 1-1. Tonkin spent the last few years with the Atlanta Braves. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. This year, he has been all over the map. So Michael Tonkin began his 2024 as the 1-2 in the dirt. Good take by Kelnick. He is in now to play defense. I think I've failed to mention that during the whole Luke Jackson thing. He is in for Soler. The 2-2. Swing. Looks like it got a piece of his foot. Rolls towards the first base area. We'll do it again, 2-2. Michael Tonkin signed a 1-year, he's been all over the damn place, a 1-year, $1 million contract with the Mets this year. In 3 games with the Mets, he was 0-2 with a 4.5 ERA. 4 innings pitched. He was DFA'd in April 5th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chase went off the edge. one away. On April 9th, he made it through waivers, and essentially it was just for cash considerations. They sent him to Minnesota. Okay? If you're following me. He goes to Minnesota. It's the first pitch to Big Ozuna. It's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Ozuna with a walk in the 7th, scored a run. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He stays with the Twins until he's designated for assignment 8 days later. It's 1-0. Down and in 2-0. Then it gets better. On April 17th, Tonkin returned to the Mets. He was claimed off waivers. He made two appearances for the Mets, allowing 2 runs in 3 innings. As the 2-0 swung on, that ball's going to get lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and your Atlanta Braves got 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. So more for Tonkin. You can't make this stuff up. He makes 2 appearances for the Mets. He gets DFA'd on April 22nd. So if you're following, he's Mets, Twins, Mets, all within the first 3 weeks of the season. First pitch to Matt Olson, fires it up top for a strike. It's 0-1. He stays with the Mets, or gets DFA'd by the Mets on April 25th, 3 days later, is the 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. The New York Yankees claim him off waiver, so he stays in the same city, New York. And he stays with the Yankees, and actually hasn't been terrible, but he's been much worse recently, is the 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. He's DFA'd and claimed off waivers by the Minnesota Twins, picked up yesterday afternoon, the 2-1. Outside wide, 3-1. So if that's why, if you're sitting there going, what the hell, when did Tonkin get to the Twins? He came into town this morning. So a 2-1 count. Or 3-1 count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 3-2. I know that was a long way to get there, but I just found that whole thing fascinating because he really hasn't had that bad of a season to be pushed around that many times. Meanwhile, we're here at the ranch talking about what do we do with Luke Jackson. So, he's got a 3.7 ERA. That's not terrible. I mean, honestly, that's pretty solid in Major League Baseball. 3-2 pitch is fouled back once again, so we got a full count, runner at first, 1 out. The 3-2, caught looking, strike 3, got him with the 4-seam fastball, 2 away. More and more, it seems like if you throw a 4-seam fastball with 2 strikes in today's game, you've got about a 50% chance of getting a caught looking. Yes, Marcell Ozuna got a single. I think it was Margaret that was asking that. First pitch on the way to Laureano is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Yeah, Jason's got something he's got to get out of his system, but I told him to wait till the end of the game and put it in the final chat because I don't want to deal with it either. I told you, you better put your name to it too, man. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, almost gets him. I don't know how that missed him. 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Kicks and fires. 3-1, taken all the way. Called for a strike right down the pipe. The 3-1 pitch. Swing. Chops it hard into the hole. Castro's got it. He's got no chance of getting Laureano. I don't know why in the world he even tried to make the throw, but it'll be an infield single for Laureano. Runners on first and second. 2 on, 2 out. So while this is going on, I was looking up his stats because I was wondering, I was like, why was he so bad, right? Like, why did they get rid of him? He had a microscopic ERA in May and in June. He had an ERA in June of 1.74. He had an ERA in ERA in May of 1.74. Several appearances. He had an ERA in June of 1.10. But in July, he had a 5.02 ERA. And in August, he's had a 6.57 ERA. So that's what got him released by the Yankees. But he was a big part of that Yankees bullpen, which has been pretty good most of the year. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris II. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fouls it back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Good to see you, PB62. I think is Jimenez warming up in the bullpen? Because I could have swore. In fact, I know Grant Holmes was looked like he was ready to roll. The 0-2, down and in, 1-2. Can't imagine you would have Jimenez come in with a 4-run lead, a 4+ run. We might get something out of this. The 1-2. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Harris down on strikes again. Braves threaten, but can't get him across. We're leading by 4. Still need 6 precious outs. We'll be back in a flash.
Cool. Wizard versus nerd. Strike you down with my spell. No, science is the answer.
Northern Tool and Equipment.
My girlfriend has given me a pet name.
I'm afraid to ask.
Snuggle Muffin.
No, it isn't.
And she uses it in public.
Okay, so give your girlfriend a pet name she'll hate, like Thunder Chunky.
I couldn't do that.
I see. Too harsh for Snuggle Muffin. Okay. Drown her out with a 200-mile-per-hour cordless leaf blower.
Got it. Here she comes.
Hey, Snuggle Muffin. What are you doing, Snuggle? I am so out of here.
Wait. Come back, Thunder Chunky.
There's no problem a little horsepower can't solve.
Armchair.
Rainey against Leary. The way that Leary is pitching, we may have to go back to the hotel and stay in this lousy town for another night. Might be too late to get out of the airport. Boy, he's a slow worker. There's a strike call.
Don't bother me. I hold grudges. I don't give a damn. I still hate from middle school. I don't wish none of you well. All of you.
In 1866, at Vassar College, a group of freshmen, with the support of a female physician who thought exercise for women essential to good health, formed the Laurel and Abenakis Baseball Club. Other colleges soon followed suit. They did not play for long.
One day, a student, while running between bases, fell with an injured leg. We attended her to the infirmary with the foreboding that this accident would end our play of baseball.
The teams were soon forced to disband. The game was considered far too violent for young ladies to play.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Joe Jimenez is coming on. I mean, this is dumbfounding to me. Joe Jimenez is coming on. I thought they would save him for the Philly series. First pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. You're killing. Jason, you said you're going to wait till the end of the game. You stuck that in. I wouldn't even see you do that. You have a very good point, but because I saw the one comment that you took down, but the 0-1 misses high, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. I told you let that go till the end of the game. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. I think he took it down pretty quickly. I saw it for a second. I saw it just long enough to say that it said it had been deleted. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. 99 on the outer edge, one away. One down. Jimenez goes back to work. The first pitch, 95, right there on the outer edge. It's on 1. John, it was someone I didn't recognize that I really don't know. But you probably heard me make a funny little joke up right before we went to one of the breaks. The 0-2. We're pretty sure that he's a troll from one of the other. One of the channels that will not be named because Jason's convinced that he knows who it is. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty slider. Man, it's weird when Jimenez comes into the game sometimes. He looks unhittable. And then there's other times where he comes in the game and you're like, I don't know how he's going to get an out. Looking at his usage, and I was going off of memory, but maybe I'm wrong. Looking at his usage, recent usage, as the first pitch on the way to Santana, misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Okay, he hasn't been used as much as I thought he had. I thought he had been used 3 times since the weekend, but it's just 2. The 1-0, inside 2-0. But then that leans to, why is he not closing? Because I know Iglesias has been used quite a bit. The 2-0. Up top for a strike, 2-1. He was in last night's game for an inning in 2/3, and maybe that's what I was thinking of. He also pitched against Washington on Friday, so that's the only usage he's had, so this isn't too bad. The 2-1. I mean, he has called a lot of strikes a lot lower than that one. Instead, it's 3-1. So a 3-1 to Santana, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, misses high, ball 4. So Santana will head down to first with 2 outs. They had Grant Holmes up, and that's why I was really confused, because I thought they might just put Grant Holmes in for this inning, and then if it got even... honestly, if Grant Holmes had a clean 8th inning, he could, in theory, go out there for the 9th. First pitch on the way to Castro is swatted foul down the line. It's 0-1. I think they really wanted to stay away from Dylan Lee, mainly because if you think about the Philadelphia series, they've got a lot of left-handed at-bats. They're going to have to try to use Lee. He's their only high-leverage guy from the left side. Bummer is the only other left-hander in the bullpen. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 95 right down the pipe. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Comes set. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. Braves lead at 5-1. The pitch from Jimenez. He winds and deals. 96 just misses up top. 1-2. If you look at what Iglesias has been used in recent. He went an inning and a third last night and went 2 innings on Friday. So I would think they would want to keep him off the bump tonight. The 1-2. Swung on, foul back. Do it again. Give you an idea, in that 3-game series against Philly in Atlanta, he was used twice. The multiple innings thing, when you have a reliever who doesn't normally go multiple innings, that's the one that'll get you, especially if there's 2 in a short period of time. The 1-2, runner on first, 2 outs, the pitch. Did he go around? Looked like he might have. He did, strike 3. In fact, home plate umpire Jeremy Rehak said that he even foul-tipped it into the glove of Murphy. We'll be back in a flash, heading to the 9th, leading by 4.
Pretty cool! Pretty cool! Woo!
An Irishman walks into a bar and he orders 7 tequilas and a pint of Guinness. As the barman is finishing pouring the Guinness, he brings it over to the man and he notices all 7 shots of tequila are gone. He says, "Wow, you've drank them fast." And the Irishman says, "You'd drink fast too if you knew what I had." And the barman says, "What?" He says, €2.
No! Beans don't go in chili. It ain't never hot dog or using it as a topping. Then no, beans. Did you say hot dog? Not never. In the history of foreverdom, is it okay? You're making beanie weenies. You're making pork and beans. Don't put beans in chili. It's not okay. Definitely not never. When it is the centerpiece of the meal. Not if you're putting beans in it. No. No. Not never. In Texas, you don't even count as a piece.
Did you say he doesn't count as a person because he learned to cook in Texas?
Yes.
Are you saying Texans don't count for cooking?
They got good barbecue. No, they don't.
Oh.
Did you just say Memphis style? Is it Carolina? Hell no. Then there's the abomination that is Alabama white sauce. They use mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Okay, first of all, ew. Second of all, it's not okay. Third of all, you put it on your barbecue. Texas is the Alabama white sauce of barbecue.
I see great things in baseball. It's our game, the American game. It will take our people out of doors, fill them with oxygen, give them a larger physical stoicism, tend to relieve us from being a nervous, dyspeptic set, repair these losses, and be a blessing to us. Walt Whitman.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Henriquez is the new pitcher on. Right-hander has a 3 ERA. Leading us off is Arcia. The first pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup. Bender way outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Swing over the top. 1-2. Braves 5, Twins 1. The 1-2. Defense is back into the left. The pitch up top, 96, just misses high. 2-2. John, I see you asking about fantasy. Man, I'm so glad fantasy baseball's coming to an end. I can't do both of them. The 2-2. Inside. 3-2. I'm in one baseball league that I didn't read the fine print when the commissioner invited me. That thing goes till the end of September. I was like, man, you have lost your brain. The payoff pitch, swung on, fouled straight back. So a full count. Brings it. Inside, did he go around? He did strike three. Arcia knew it. He started heading back to the dugout. You know, that is about the third or fourth time this year I've seen Arcia do that, where he doesn't, he just goes, all right, it's over. He doesn't fight for the at-bat, nothing. It reminds me of that clip that we get. I can't remember where it is, but the clip where they're talking about Walter Johnson and the batter gets 2 strikes after 2 pitches and starts to walk to the dugout, and the umpire says something to the effect of, that's only 2 strikes. And he says, well, you can have the third one because I can't see or hit it. First pitch on the way to Murphy's a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 just below the knees, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Yeah, John, I was trying to make a mirror the other leagues that we're in, and I noticed that it was very slight adjustments, but there were couple of leagues where there was a 0.1 and a 0.2. They didn't mirror up. So you can imagine my inbox was full this morning of people that I played with for a while asking, well, where are all these updates? I said, man, no one noticed last year, but Yahoo had copied and pasted from one league and it messed everything up. The 2-1. Right there at the knees, 2-2. So I was up late last night doing that as well because I knew if I didn't do it last night with the way my schedule is, there just was, I would never get to it by Saturday. The 2-2 count. Righty. Pitch on the way. Whoa, way high. Inside. 3-2. The fantasy baseball or fantasy football draft that we're talking about is going to be on this Saturday at 8:30, the 2-3-2. Down below the knees, ball 4. So he'll get himself aboard with a 1-out walk. Pretty good at bat there by Smurf. And oh, what a bummer. They just showed Aaron Bummer warming up in the bed. You know, they've also got Iglesias up. I don't know if he's throwing. He might just be kind of getting loose in case. First pitch on the way is in the dirt. Gets away. It's 1-0. Doesn't get away far enough for Murphy to advance. It's so funny to see Santana over there at first with the socks above his knees and the pants above the kneecaps tucked in. And he looks like a little kid over there. He's been in the league for like a decade. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Luke Williams, 2 for 3 on the night. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. He's the leading candidate right now for player of the game, that's for sure. The 1-1. Murphy at first, 1 out, brings it. Swing and a miss, slider over the top, 1-2. Beef. Wait till you get one of these drafts on Saturday. It's pretty funny. The 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves 5, Twins 1. Top of the 9th. The 2-2. Swing lifted into left field, but right at the left fielder coming over making the catch is Tarnock. Two away. Tarnock now in left field as Manny Margot switches to center. Martin was pinch hit for. Still hanging out in right is Wallner. Merrifield now at the plate. First pitch, swung on, lifted into center field, drifting back at the warning track. He gave it a ride, but they'll make the catch at the track to end the inning. Well, 3 more outs, and the Braves will get themselves a W, pull within 5 games of the Phillies. Both Bummer and Iglesias are warming up. We'll see who comes out of the bullpen doors.
For about 70 cents, you can buy a can of soda, regular or diet. For about 70 cents, you can also buy a cup of coffee. For about 70 cents, you can buy a pack of gum, plain or sugarless. For
10 cents a day,
you can buy
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio. You're listening to Braves Country HD with Mac Magee and the Armchair Quarterbacks on Braves Country HD, wherever you stream.
Boomer and Geo on The Fan and the CBS Sports Network.
It's Boomer and Geo on The Fan, Braves Country Radio. Everybody was asking for your pick all afternoon long, and you said I have to go on Braves Country Radio first to give my pick, and then I will tweet it out. Okay, so what is
this? What is this Braves Radio? I mean,
They gave me an interview about gambling for 15, 20 minutes.
Armchair.
Ozzy Iglesias will come on. Eyeglasses. Get your eyeglasses warmed up, Braves Country. Country Club. That's a little shocking to me because that means unless something changes, he would not be available for tomorrow night's game. If he did pitch tomorrow night, they wouldn't be able to use him again until like maybe Sunday, which is odd. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball. Down and away, it's 1-0. Kind of tells you what their mentality is, that they're not eyeing the division as much as the wild card. The 1-0, 94 right down the pipe, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. We're going to have that draft live on Braves Country Radio on Saturday. The 1-1 lifted into left field, coming in, drifting, making the catch. Running catch is Kid Kelnick. Went away. L7, or F7, I should say, in your scorecard. Mets and Padres just got going out west. Get you an update on that here in 1 second. Infield is pretty straight away and back as Julian comes back to the plate. He walked his first time up. The first pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 brings it. Misses high. 1-1. And tomorrow seems like a game that if there's ever a game you're probably going to need a bunch of your bullpen, it's tomorrow night. It's Morton versus Sanchez. Changeup on the way is chopped foul. It's 1-2. I think that'll be the highest scoring. Well, it should be the highest scoring game of the entire series. Of course, you never know. The 1-2 dribbled over to second. Merrifield's got it. And quickly 2 down. Now, the one thing I will say about Iglesias last night, he pitched an inning in a third, but he only threw about 20 pitches. But in previous years, that's what they would go off of. But nowadays, all of the front offices count your up downs, meaning if you pitched an inning in a third, you had the up down, which is an extra 8 to 10 pitches. First pitch on the way to Wallner is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swung on, rifled foul. No, is that going to stay in? That is going to barely stay in. It's a hard view over here where we're at. But it looks like Wallner's going to get a 2-out double just got in under the throw. That was a hell of a throw by Laureano. That ball was smoked. Absolutely smoked. And Laureano got that ball off the carom and fired it in to second base. Wallner was barely there in time. First pitch on the way. 83 right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Good slider by Eyeglasses. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Swung on. Lifted high. Not very deep. Coming in. Making the catches. Kid Kelnick. And that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. Your Atlanta Braves are now just 5 games back in the National League East. More importantly, we are 3.5 back, or 3.5 up on the Mets for the last wild card spot. And with that being said, let's get you an update on that game as it just got underway. I'm trying to comb through all these scores. It is 1-0 Arizona in the top of the 3rd inning. That game is in Arizona. They play tomorrow in Arizona. And then they will have I think that game's at 3:40. So a 3:40 game in Arizona. We're going to put that game over on the Country Cover radio channel. So if you want to watch that score and root along, that'll come in at 3:40. At 6:40, we're going to be right here. First pitch. Pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves versus the Phillies. And for you Country Club members, tomorrow at noon, live here on Braves Country Radio, we're going to do Braves Country Today, noon Eastern, little lunchtime Braves Country. We won't be long that tomorrow, probably about a half hour. Just react to this series, take a look at the Phillies series, and of course get you caught up with any news that may have gone down over the night. We'll see you, Braves Country. Braves win a big 3-game sweep in Minnesota, a playoff contender.